How's it going, everybody? So, today I'm going to be talking about the new and upcoming album from the band Silent Night. The name of the album is Full Force. This bad boy's coming out September 23rd. But y'all know by now, before I get into that nitty gritty, let's check out the cover. So, boom, there. Just take it in. Take it in. That cover. So sick. So sick. You got this sick looking dude, bearded fella. He looks like he's like from the future or something, kind of, with his armor and the little thing over his eye. He's wielding this big old like flamethrower. Uh, you see like the red, like the embers and the smoke and the flames like all around him. He's just enshrouded in it. It just looks so sick. How much cooler can you get than that? And then their name Silent Night up there in full force. I mean, if you're looking through the CD shop, there is nobody on the planet that's flipping through and you come across that album cover and not just get stopped in your tracks. And it basically, this album cover plays the Jedi mind trick with your wallet. It's like you see the cover, you grab album, you go, you pay for it. The end. It's so sick. And as far as representing what music you'll get, that's contained within, oh, absolutely. I mean, this just screams heavy metal, classic heavy metal, power metal style. It just really represents the music. You would not bring that home, put it in your CD player, record player, cassette player, whatever, and be surprised by what's in it. You'd be, oh yeah, you'd just be pumped. A plus 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 all around on this cover. I dig it. It's so. You'd be hard pressed to have a cooler looking cover, man. What can I say? I'm a simple dude. It's a simple, sick looking, you know, just hard hitting cover. Great stuff. Great stuff. Anywho, let's talk about the album itself now. This bad boy's got 8 tracks on there. It comes in at about 42 minutes. There's no fluff here, folks. No fluff whatsoever. 8 songs, all fully, utilized. With the length of time and everything, they're not messing around. Uh, what you're gonna get here is just some real like classic heavy metal, power metal with some thrash elements kind of thrown in. It's like speed metal, and yeah, you're not getting like any grand orchestrations or anything like that. This is very guitar focused, very heavy, hard hitting riffs, speedy, up tempo stuff. Face melting guitar solos, just shredding galore. Uh, Again, it just right from the opening note in Blood in the Water. It just full force, full steam ahead. It just takes you and it rips from beginning to end. And the guitar work is just absolutely phenomenal. It's so intricately written and performed. You have like the dual guitars going. One is doing like the fast, heavy riff, and the other one's doing some more fancy, intricate, nuanced stuff in the background. And they trade off and then they hit in the solos and the synergy between the guitars, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The way they play off one another and work in conjunction and just keep things moving, keep things hitting hard and heavy. Just really, really fantastic. And the solos here are just nuts. All you guitar lovers out there, I mean, you're just gonna be beside yourself with joy with how amazing and guitar focused this album is. Like I said, heavy, heavy, hard hitting riffs, speedy stuff. Definitely gets the blood pumping. Solos will just melt your face and ears and just melt everything. You're listening and you look around your room and just everything's just melting because it's just that gnarly. So really great. That's really um, the focus. The guitars is what drives the sound of the album. The drums do a fantastic job of keeping up, setting that tempo, keeping the pulse pounding rhythm, and just like I said, it's just so intricately written, the songs, and with the musicianship, and keeping things the pace up, and it's just really wild, which brings me to the production. Astonishing, just immaculate production quality, and mixing. Everything sounds tight, everything sounds crisp and clear. You can just clearly hear everything, and it's really important with this kind of sound because things could end up getting muddled because it's moving so quick. There, so much happening, but it's just, you can hear everything nice and distinct, and again, it's just clear. The levels are all just right. Nothing's drowning out anything else. So really, really well done there. And the vocals, oh man, his voice, he's got such a range, such a dynamic voice, and it really, you have this heavy, aggressive, in your face uh, guitar work, happening. This sound, this just full on heavy metal, power metal sound with these riffs, and it's heavy, really heavy, and thick. But you have his voice, and it just really, he pierces through that with his vocals, and it's just adds to the power. He's just got such power in his voice, and I'm telling you, he's got iron lungs and iron vocal cords, because he does not shy away from the power metal screams, from the real high notes. And it's not like he does one or two here and there. No, he is quite liberal with his usage of power metal screams, and it's just, he keeps coming. And yeah, I mean, his voice is just something else. And again, to be able to really command the songs, even with all this thick, rich, chunky uh, guitar riffs, and all that stuff going. But like I said, he just really pierces through that with his vocals, and just completes the power, in the music and in the songs. Another thing that's really great about the songs is, you know, very melodic, as well. Like I said, you get those like thrash elements where things are going crazy, and you want to start throwing some elbows, and all that kind of stuff. But then the choruses are very melodic, and very anthemic at times, and chant worthy, and it's just they do a really great job of having that dynamic in the songs, where the verses and stuff tend to be much more aggressive, and all that, and it builds to the chorus, which tends to be more melodic. And every song is set apart through the melodies for the most part, because this is the style, could easily all just kind of blend together, but every song has its own distinct personality, and it's doesn't all just bleed together. It's very clear, what song you're on, or what feeling, what vibe each song has, which is great. And which brings me to my next point, is that it's funny. It starts out, both tracks 1 and 2 are the two singles that were released. Blood in the Water, and then Full Force follows that. Anyone who enjoyed those songs, like myself, I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's starting out with both of those tracks. So after that, we're in new territory, and I had my expectations really, really high for this album, and I gotta be honest with you, it exceeded my expectations in every single way. So I just want to reassure everybody out there that if you liked the first two, the two singles, Blood in the Water and or Full Force, just know that's not like the peak. That's like the tip of the iceberg. Not it, I can't really say it only gets better from there because those songs are incredible, and in particular Full Force. You all know I gave it the Fantastique. So I mean that song's just incredible, but it 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 just it seems to like keep wanting to like outdo itself as the album goes. It's like, man, this is so good, you know. So it doesn't just like peak at Blood in the Water in Full Force, and then the rest is kind of just like, oh, okay, you know, they gave us the best for the singles, and that's about as good as it gets. No, by no means is that the case. The whole thing, as soon as track three, The Last Candle Burns, started, I was like waiting with bated breath. I was like, all right, here we go. Here's the first new song. And I was like, dude, this is incredible, and it just keeps it going. So uh, it's just awesome. You know, it does not disappoint. And cool thing about The Last Candle Burns is I was kind of taken by surprise. It is by no means like a big fantasy epic power metal style song, but it's as close. This song is as close as the album gets to that kind of like fantasy grand um, power metal song. You know, it's got those elements in there, even with some kind of chanting and some choir work, and you know, in the melody, in the chorus and stuff. Awesome song, awesome song. I want to mention track five, Screaming Eagle, because when I was talking about the vocalist and how he kind of pierces through the sound with his voice and all that stuff, when I saw the name of this song, I was like, you know what? That has to be his new nickname, you know, the Screaming Eagle, because it just fits so well. It's like, you know, how like an eagle like swoops in and, you know, like dive bombs and all that kind of stuff. That's how I picture like his voice, like a screaming eagle, just like, you know, coming in through the sound. And just, so you know, he'll forever to me now be known as the Screaming Eagle. It just fits so well. And that song is more of the most like classic heavy metal song, I would say, on the album. It kind of reminiscent of Judas Priest kind of style. Really cool stuff. And track six, Into Oblivion. It's hard to say which song on the album's my favorite, but this one might be my favorite song on the album. And if y'all remember my reaction that I did to Full Force, I had said that if that song had been written or had come out in like the late 90s, early 2000s, it'd be considered a classic today. Well, Into Oblivion, I feel like is more than any other song on this album. Not to say it's like the best song. I mean, it's probably it might be my favorite. Anywho, I think this song has the potential to become a classic, to be, you know, like like a signature song, a real like notable song for the band, you know, going forward, because it's got all the great elements in there. It's got heavy verses and whatnot, but the chorus is very anthemic and catchy and kind of uplifting. And this song just really kind of has all the qualities that I could see it just becoming a classic, to becoming, you know, what people think of when they think of like the band or this album and all that kind of stuff. It's just that good. I love that song so much. And then, you know, it finishes out with the song Create a New World, which is really cool because this one has the most, it's got the riff in this song, and you know, even the melody and all that kind of stuff is the most like peppy, uh, kind of like whimsical. And whimsical is kind of a strong word, but it's got a very fun kind of, you know, energetic and peppy and a little bit of a slight whimsy, you know, adventurous kind of feeling to the riff. So sick. It's just a great way to end the album. Great melody. So yeah, I mean, there you have it. That's pretty much what you get here on this bad boy. And my personal thoughts of this album is that it is absolutely phenomenal, hands down, without a doubt. It's powerful. It's heavy. It's aggressive. it's melodic, it's in your face, but then it's also anthemic, and it's just really, really crazy. The how uh, like not comprehensive but cohesive this whole album is, and again, the songwriting is so good, and there's 8 songs, and it's like they strove for like perfection, in these songs, and they didn't want any filler or anything like that. So from start to finish, this thing is just absolutely epic, phenomenal. I love it. It exceeded my expectations. My expectations were quite high. So I can't wait for. I really think this album is going to even broaden their audience even further, and put them even more on the map than perhaps they already are. I think this thing is going to come in and really take the power metal world by storm. Really going to make a lot of folks be like, whoa, who's this Silent Night band? This is, nuts. Um, just, it's that good. So yeah, Full Force is very apt of a description for this album, because they are coming in full force. And yeah, like I said, I think they're going to take the metal world by storm with this bad boy here. It's just so tightly written and performed. Just great stuff. If you're gonna give the album one chance, you're like, what's one song I should check out if I just want to listen to one song to determine if I want to hear the whole album? I mean, honestly, folks, just listen to the whole album. But if I had to pick one, I would say check out Full Force. It's already a single, and I think that really captures the vibe and the spirit of the whole album into one song pretty well. So you could always start there, but I would say just listen to this album. Fans of power metal, heavy metal, speed metal, thrash, metal in general, don't miss this thing. Do not let this one pass you by. You got to check it out. Comes out September 23rd. So yeah, put it on your radar, mark it on the calendar, check it out. Let me know in the comments down below, how excited are you for this album? Let me know, did you enjoy the singles? That's another thing. When I was listening to this album after it ended, and I'd go back to listen to the album again, every time the opening notes of Blood in the Water started up, it was like a comfort. It was like, here we go again. I get to enjoy the next 42 minutes with some sick, heavy power metal. Um, it was just great. It was just great. It's like a warm, uh, shredded, melted blanket, every time I started the album back up. But anywho, yeah, let me know in the comments down below, how excited are you for this thing? Come back after you've heard it and let me know your thoughts on this album. And yeah, just a huge, huge congrats to the boys over at Silent Night for this masterpiece, in my opinion. And yeah, check out I did a chat with Stu McGill, the guitarist of the band, for this channel. So go check that out. Get some cool insight into the band and the album. But anywho, that's what I got for you folks here today. I'll catch you all next time, Ranger.